Welcome back. My name is Jake Pearson, and today we'll be talking about the debut of a film festival that is being organized with the help of ISU students. Sitting with me today is Dr. Brent Simonds, who is serving as the board chair for the Foxtail Film Festival in Normal. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today, by the way.
I'm really happy to be here.
So I suppose, could we just start a little bit, tell us a little bit about what the Foxtail Film Festival is?
Okay, it's a competitive film festival for high school and college students. So we have actually different sort of segments set up. So Saturday night will be the competitive portion of it, and these were students who submitted to the festival from all over the country, mostly in Illinois, but we actually have high school students from Illinois, we have college students from Illinois, but Canada and Maryland and other places as well. We also have an ISU film night, which will be Friday night, and those are films that are not in competition, but they are all ISU student films. So for example, there are 3 short documentaries from my documentary class, but there are also some other films from students in theater and art. And then on Thursday night, we actually have a couple of our alums coming back, Doug Spilatro, who is a visual effects artist in Hollywood, and Griffin Hammond, who's an independent filmmaker. And we'll be starting off the festival with them, and them talking about careers and showing some demos and answering questions from people in the crowd.
Right. And I know you mentioned you guys are accepting high school applications and as well as college applications. And film festivals have really become a place where young filmmakers can show off their work. How have other sort of festivals inspired the Foxtail Film Festival in this way?
Well, for several years, I've been involved in the Broadcast Education Association Festival of Media Arts, which is enormous, as you might imagine. I mean, for example, this year they had over 1,600 entries, but there are a bunch of different categories, and then people that belong to the organization run those. And so I've run the narrative competition, I've run the documentary competition, I've run different things. So I've done that, but then there's also independent film festivals that I've been a part of. I've been to a couple down in Georgia, which is always interesting to me because I don't know if people realize this, but there are more films made in Georgia than both New York and California. And so it's really interesting to me that a lot of young students are really submitting to those festivals and going to those festivals because they really see that, hey, there's a place for me in this business right here in my home state. And so it was really interesting to me because I've been to a couple of those and I got to see and judge some high school films, and it's like, wow, these are really pretty good. And so I think we can compete with anybody.
Right.
So I would really like to see what people around here are doing.
That's the right attitude to have about it, right? Well, I know there's a bunch of different activities, not just the actual festival showing off some of the films. You guys have even 2 ISU alums are actually coming back to hold some sessions. What can we sort of expect from those events this weekend?
Okay, so tomorrow night, Thursday night, will be Griffin Hammond and Doug Spilatro, as I mentioned earlier, and they will be showing like some demo reels of their work and talk about how they all started off here at TV10. Actually Doug was right at the very beginning of TV10. So TV10, as you might know, started in 1974. He graduated high school in 1975 right outside of New York City, and his high school advisor said, hey, there's this university in Illinois that has a TV station. And he immediately came here just because of that. He was in student television workshop. I mean, so he's like an OG, right? And then Griffin, graduated, I don't know, 15 years ago or so. And, obviously he came through the whole TV10 thing and the student television workshop thing. And so hopefully our students here at ISU can relate to, their story and their journey through the industry.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of long periods of time, it's been a while since you guys first announced that you guys were going to be putting on the Foxtail Film Festival. And over the course of that year longer that you guys had to announce that and put on the show, how does it feel to finally get ready to show off the hard work that you and the filmmakers and the students as well put into it?
It's an incredible release, right? Because actually we've been talking about this for 9 or 10 years. So many things had to happen. We had to get the right person in here, which was Dr. Ventimiglia. We also had to get a course on the books. The pandemic happened. There's a lot of sort of technical things in the background that have to be taken care of in order to build the infrastructure in order for this to happen. And so that's kind of the hard part. I'm thinking moving forward it's going to be a lot easier, but I'm so happy that the the inaugural class got to do this, and they got to see it from the ground up, and I hope that they'll be keeping an eye on us in coming years, and perhaps coming back and helping out as they can as alumni, because our alumni are great, and they tend to hang out and come back and help us in any way they can.
Right. Well, it sounds very intriguing. I know I'm very excited for it, but that is all the time that we have today. Thank you so much, by the way, Dr. Simonds, for sitting down with us. And a reminder, you can check out the Foxtail Film Festival this weekend. ISU Festival entries will be shown on Friday at 7 p.m., and the high school and college competition and award ceremony will take place on Saturday at 7. All events are free and open to the public. Coming up next on 10 on 10, don't turn green when we show you a healthy treat. And don't even think about taking a hike. Abby will be back in the smack when we come back.